Welcome, everyone, to our call to truly end human suffering. And for me, it's even ending the suffering of the earth and the oceans and all of it. My name is Kimberly Sanders, and I am so honored to be here with all of you tonight. And for all of you that are watching the replay, you have a treat coming right up to be able to know how we can be a part of one of the greatest movements in my life. So, just to share a little bit of why this is so special to me, to be able to be a part of a company. First and foremost, why I'm even here is a beautiful company called Purium. That's pure and premium put together, married together. And I got to find this beautiful company around 8 years ago because of a really beautiful couple that was my homeopathic doctor and his Ayurvedic wife, Dr. Branch and Kimberly. And by the way, all of you, there is a book in our back office in Purium, and it's called The Big Stew. And my friend Kimberly wrote this, and it's all about Dave. And I think as I speak this out loud, I'm going to start sending this to all of my brand partners. That is my next step of being able to bring awareness and education and marry the reasons why I am so honored today that 8 years ago, I got to hear about this man named David Sandoval, who's just this amazing human that is here on the front lines, this earth guardian. And I always say all the time that I am bringing in the wellness warriors and the earth guardians, and so many good people have come to be a part of Purium. But now, in Purium, we get to share our why all the time. And the biggest thing that I've written for years now is that I wish to be taking the plastic out of the oceans and save the rainforest and do all this thing. My why is this big situation that sometimes my brain comes in and is like, all of that, you're going to do all of that. And now why I'm here tonight is because I have gotten to do that before. I have millions of dollars coming in. I have some money coming in because of this amazing, beautiful company that I've been able to feed hundreds and hundreds of people over the years. And so tonight I get to introduce one of the most generous and kind humans on this planet, one of the most gracious earth guardians that has totally changed so many of our lives and has allowed us to step into a way of being able to remove human suffering, because that is what Purium is for, is to remove human suffering. And when we are out of suffering, then all we normally want to do is help others remove the suffering as well. And I've been wanting to end suffering since I was a child, going plant-based and helping the fish and all of these things. And so now I get to be a part of a plastic-free world, which is the Plastic Free Alliance. And so, Dave has written many books. We have the Green Foods Bible. We have The Toxin That Came to Dinner. He has so many amazing things. And in the comments, I also put our links. He also now has a podcast that is on Spotify. And so we'll put that link in the comments as well. So I really could use the whole entire call to be talking about how amazing David Sandoval is. But really what we're here is to call out for support in this way of being able to join hands and really put an end to the suffering that the planet is going through, and then in turn will always make the humans suffer in the process. So without further ado, I'd love to introduce you to David Sandoval, just world-renowned writer, speaker, all of it. It's just, he has helped so many people, and I am just blown away that after 8 years, I've gotten to be I get to have him as my right wing man, and I will do everything I can to help Purium and also to help our plasticfreeworld.org. So anyway, I'd love for you to just open it up, and then I have some questions for you too. So just share what's on your heart with us today, Dave.
Well, Thank you. First of all, thank you, for being with us tonight, everybody who's with us, and Kimberly for hosting. And I just want to let you know that we're here as solutionaries. We're here as people. We can't just be visionaries. We can't just be dreamers. We can't just think about the way we want the world to be. We have to actually make it that way. Years and years ago, I saw a world where there was no safety net, there was no umbrella for pure food, there was no certified organic food in the world. There were people calling stuff natural and even calling stuff organic, but if you tested it, it wasn't, because there was no regulation, there was no oversight. And so we dreamed of a world where people could buy safe food without chemicals, food that was pure. And we fought and we created an environment, an organization. And it started with Oregon Tilth, with some crazy hippies in Oregon who decided to write down all the rules that it would take to be organic. And then the Organic Crop Improvement Association took those rules and ran with them all the way to the US Department of Agriculture. Until today, if you want to eat chemical-free food without genetically modified organisms, then you're going to be able to look at a symbol on that food and know that it meets that standard. And we had to fight for that. And when I saw the problem of glyphosate in our food, and I saw that we were being poisoned, and that while we could fight for being non-GMO and we could fight, to eat organic food, what happens to our bodies if it's been exposed to glyphosate? Who has the solution? And so we decided to be, again, a solutionary, and not just be a visionary that looked forward to a world without glyphosate, but also came up with a solution right now to do something about it. And we did. And we spent our own money having it clinically tested and proven, so that now if somebody wants to feel safe that they could eliminate glyphosate from their diet, they could do that. And then when I saw the problem of plastic in the world, and I realized that as healthy as the food that I was shipping, 30,000 packages a month we were shipping. We were named one of the fastest growing companies in America by Inc. magazine multiple times. And I said, if this continues, how much plastic am I going to be responsible for? As good as my food is, the packaging is not. And so we invested our time, once again, our own money, our own effort, into creating these plant-based, biodegradable, home compostable, certified home compostable packaging. And we have now displaced 100 tons of plastic that otherwise would have gone into the environment because of people who love Purium. And so, this problem had to be addressed. And I don't remember what your question was, but what was on my mind right now is that we have to be solution oriented. We can't be afraid. We can't be daunted. We can't be intimidated. We can't say, who's going to do this? The answer is me. So I'm going to tell you a story. It comes from Hebrew culture. Okay. A Jewish man told me this story. Okay. And he said that there was a young boy talking to God. And he said, God, I don't believe in you anymore. He said, because, if there was a God, there wouldn't be so much suffering. He said, if there was a God, you would send somebody to do something about this. And God spoke to the little boy and he said, I did send somebody. I sent you. And I want everybody to be that little boy. I want everybody to know that we were sent here with purpose. We were sent here, not to just take. That song we were just listening to, it said, through wealth is happiness, we can forget about success. And then it says that it's not what we've been able to take, but what we're able to leave behind that will be the true measure of our wealth in our lifetime. And so for those of you who are like me that believe that we can be solutionaries, that we can be part of, making this planet better for the next generations, then join us, join me, help us, and look at a plasticfreeworld.org and see what we're doing, because it's an important thing that we've endeavored to do.
Awesome, Dave. That leads us into really the first question of what is the Plastic Free Alliance? I'd love for you to expose that so everyone knows fully what it's all about.
Absolutely. Well, when I started looking around for solutions and I started looking around for who was doing what, I found that, there were a lot of good companies out there that were making efforts, and none of those efforts were coordinated. None of the companies even knew about each other. You had amazing companies doing things, other companies looking for that company and unable to find them. And so what we decided to do was to form an organization that was wholly dedicated to addressing the problem of plastic waste in the world. First of all, what are we going to do with all of the plastic that's already here, that's made from petrochemicals and is toxic? And secondly, how are we going to stop making toxic petrochemical plastic? And how are we going to switch our economy from our reliance upon petrochemical plastic? And what is the alternative? And we found the alternative was bioplastic, plant-based green plastic that does everything that petrochemical plastic does, but it's biodegradable and compostable. And when you compost it, it becomes a positive soil amendment and makes the earth better, as opposed to toxic microplastic, which takes a long time to break down. But when it does, it makes the world a lot worse. So the Plastic Free Packaging Alliance is an alliance. It's just that. It's an agglomeration bringing companies together that might otherwise seem unrelated under a single umbrella with a common purpose, which is to eliminate toxic plastic and to address the problem of petrochemical-based plastic in the world today.
Thank you so much. And I know that everyone on this call and everyone that's watching this replay cares so deeply about it. We even have the Million Mom Movement, which is a part of Purium, exposing all the greenwashing and all of the different things. So it's like, this is just the next step where all of us get to link arms and hold hands through this next level of transformation in our lives. So I'd love to ask too, who founded this alliance?
Well, after Purium began about 5 years ago to look for these solutions, and we realized that this was a disorganized community, that this was a disorganized industry, and we tried to pull together, different companies, and we ended up getting this opportunity to create a plastic-free company. And in the process, I was speaking to my friend Alan. He was one of the founders, one of the founders of Earth Day so many years ago. He was on Oprah because he's helped over 1,200 nonprofits get started successfully. And he's a really good man. And he told me he wanted to help me in this organization. So him and I, along with Ben Monroe and Amy Venner, we co-founded the Plastic Free Packaging Alliance. And again, so we have Alan, one of the founders of Earth Day. It gives us a lot of credibility. But the fact that we've actually done this, we're a company that's done this ourselves, that gives us a lot of credibility as well. And so we're really excited to say that this organization is, really in action already. We're getting a lot done. We've already been responsible for helping multiple companies get into this space, and we're just getting started.
It's so exciting. We were chatting right before this, and all the different companies that Dave was sharing that have said yes to this. And that's a really big piece. Right. This call is definitely to say, like, how can we help? And, a lot of us can help, some can help monetarily, some can help by calling and, offering this type of opportunity to have their companies be in here. But I would love to have you share a little bit more of how can we help be a part of this, and what does it take to be a part of this alliance with you?
Well, awesome. Well, the first thing is, not a lot of companies know about us yet, but we're going into a massive coming out party. The largest natural products expo on the planet is taking place in March. And at the beginning of March, we're also having our first annual awards banquet and gala. Now, as you can imagine, this has all been a pretty heavy lift. Over $40,000 has had to be raised in order to do all of the things that we have been doing. And so once we get to Anaheim, and once we're in front of those 10,000 companies, and once we're able to show them what is possible, we believe that this organization is going to grow exponentially, that there are going to be hundreds of companies wanting to participate in this plastic-free, commerce space. However, we're right at the beginning. And so far, almost all of the money has come out of my own pocket and out of the pocket of Organic by Nature and Purium Health Products. And so what we are looking for right now is financial support, just to be blunt about it. For a donation of $100, we send you a super cool organic cotton t-shirt, that says that you support a plastic-free world. You also, could look at our, sponsorship opportunities and see if you know any other companies that might want to support us as well. You might want to share our information on your Facebook page, or do, a little live or a little commentary about our organization, soliciting people to support us as well. But we're currently over $10,000 short, with only 14 days to go before our big event. We've got bills to pay, and and so anybody who's willing to help us financially would be great. Obviously calling companies and, getting on your bully pulpit, as they call it, and saying, hey, I love your product and it's pretty healthy, but the packaging, is an assault to, to the planet. So there's so many ways that you can help. If you live in Southern California specifically, we have a big event coming up. Maybe you could attend or encourage other people to attend. Maybe you can volunteer. There's so many different ways that you could support us. But I want to say something, and I hope I don't embarrass my dear friend here. But for about 3 or 4 months now, I've been talking about this on social media. I've been doing lives. I've been putting information out there. And I've gotten, I would say, over 2,000 likes, about 500 comments. I've had about 30 people text me. They're, saying, how could I help? But out of all of that, only one single person that was not a company that we're helping, that only one single individual has actually put their money where their mouth is, and where their heart is. And that person is the person on the call right now, Kimberly Sanders. The minute she heard what I was doing, she said, this is in total alignment with one of my personal goals as an eco warrior, as a protector of the earth. And she immediately put her money where her mouth was. And I was so impressed and so blown away. I literally was moved to tears. And I went and I told my wife, you would not believe what Kimberly has done. And I was thinking, wow, I wonder how many other people are going to follow her lead. But so far, Kimberly, it's just been you. You are a crowd of one. And so I just want to celebrate you and thank you, for truly doing putting your money where your heart is, putting your money where your intentions are. Because they say that if you want to see what's important to somebody, see where they spend their money. I'm going to say it again. If you want to know what's important to somebody, see where they spend their money. Is cable TV important? Because they're spending $140 a month, right? Is eating out important? Because they're spending $800 a month? Is, you know what I mean? Whatever it might be. Because wherever you look at where your money is being spent, that's what's important to you. And Kimberly, I could see that this is important to you because that's where you put your money. And I'm going to say that all of the mamas that you've helped, you know what I mean? I know that you don't go in there saying, oh, there's a financial return for me here. No, there's an emotional return. There's a karmic return, but those things, you can't spend them at the bank, So I just want to celebrate you and thank you. And I hope I didn't embarrass you. And this is not meant in any way to shame anybody else. It's to lift you up and to say thank you for truly being a leader. And, in so many ways, we're in this together, we're in this together. And so thank you for that. And, again, we've got a link. And you don't have to donate any more than $1. You could donate $1, you could donate a minute, you could donate a phone call. But if you really believe in what we're doing, find a way to support us. I can't say it in any stronger terms.
Thank you, Dave. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been something that it's like, like I said, when I started Purium, it's like, how can we remove the plastics out of the ocean? How can we do this? And we already know who you are. We already know that you have been doing all of these things. Dave has been on the front lines, making it so that we have the organic label, making it so that we have an opportunity so that we can have people come in with conscious commerce to be able to offer financial stability, to be able to remove glyphosate, to be able to totally change all of our lives. And to me, it was the most it was a no-brainer. I wouldn't have that money to even give if I didn't have Purium in the first place. So it's like, it's all going to come back. And to be able to know that, to just really push through that fear. Anytime that you give away money, it's like, should I be doing this? Like, is more going to come? It's like, more will come. You can, more is going to come. It's an infinity loop of an inhale and an exhale. And so I'm so honored. I got to be with Dave and Anne Marie and on their land about 3.5 years ago and be with their angel baby. And I go to the front lines of learning who the people are that I'm going to dedicate my life to. And so that's why I said that this is the most important thing I could be really investing in, because all of us know if we don't have clean food, we're not going very far. If we don't have a happy planet, we're not going very far. And so we have the opportunity to help people remove all the toxins from the body. And now we're helping the planet remove the toxins from her. And so that's the next step of really seeing how, being a part of something like this, we are being able to help not just end human suffering, we're ending the planet and the animal suffering. And how big can we go on ending a type of suffering that none of us wish to have happening? So I want solutions all the time. And when Dave was telling me about the winners and the people that are nominated and the awards, I think we're all going to be really excited to know about these companies. And I'm excited to share these companies with builders, green builders, and all of it. So I'd love for you to share, Dave, now about the nominees and the winners of people that will be at this gala. Thank you.
Excellent. So we are having an awards gala and banquet. It's going to be a little bit like our Oscar ceremony. There's going to be a red carpet. There's going to be the Step and Repeat banner. There's going to be an awards ceremony. We're going to have a celebrity entertainer, conscious musician, the music that was playing, Samuel J. It's going to be live streamed. We are going to have just an amazing buffet and really a good time for everybody. If you're in Southern California, it would be really awesome. We've only got 24 tickets left. Only 100 seats are available. And we'd really love, this is how we're paying the bills, like I said. So if you'd like to go to our Eventbrite link that's in the, that's in the thing, but at the awards ceremony, we're going to recognize 7 different categories. I'm going to move through them very quickly. At the top of the feeding chain are the companies making resin out of hemp, bamboo, out of seaweed, biodegradable plant-based plastic resin, so that anything that you want to be made out of plastic will be safe and biodegradable. The second are what we call the Future Molder Award. Future Molder Awards are people that own these injection molding machines, and currently they're using petrochemical plastic, but they're switching over, they're trading over, and they're rejecting petrochemical plastic and using their mold machines to make plant-based plastic. So we're recognizing the future molders. The next is, of course, the companies like Organic by Nature, companies that are groundbreaking, and they're actually using the products in consumer products. They're saying, we're going to take that resin, we're going to find a molder, and we're going to have a product put into biodegradable packaging. And so these Trailblazer Awards are going to be given out. We have different Trailblazers. One of them was going into business with an amazing new invention that helps people dump their shredders, right? Their paper shredder, without making a mess. And it was going to be packaged in plastic. And I told her, I said, would you consider going to a non-plastic alternative? Well, when she didn't want to, but when she did, her packaging looks 3 times as good. It's 17 cents cheaper per unit. And she is able to go plastic free. Now, the next category are what we call zero waste retailers. These are retailers that sell products that are plastic free and create zero waste in the environment. And we have 2 amazing companies that have, we have multiple companies that were nominated. Our 2 winners are incredible companies. I can't wait to share how they have a retail store that you have to bring your own packaging into. Everything is in bulk, and you don't have, again, zero packaging waste. And finally, we have our Eco Influencer Award for these influencers who are out there raising awareness and spreading the word about the fact that we can be zero waste, or we could shoot to be zero waste individuals. And this thing we call our carbon food print, the amount of carbon that's used to deliver our food to us, well, that's reduced dramatically when we eliminate petrochemical plastic from our packaging. So we're so excited to be giving these special awards. And did I mention the other, like 2 other companies that are being given awards called, again, Solutionary Awards? They've actually found a use for all of the plastic waste, and they're creating amazing building products and post-consumer waste products out of the plastic that is already existing in the world. And then I want to bring you, by next year, we're going to have another award called the Seafarers Award, and that's going to be for the fishing company, the company that creates fishing line and fishing nets that is dedicated to being plastic free. We don't have a company yet, but we're going to find them, and somebody's going to get the Seafarers Award. Okay, somebody's going to get it, because that trash island that's in the South Pacific is 70% is fishing gear, fishing line, and fishing nets that are made out of plastic. So remember, it's not just about our plastic drinking water bottles. They've got all types of plastic being used in industry, and it could be replaced by plant-based plastic. So thanks for giving me the opportunity to celebrate those companies here with you today, because there's a few more I didn't get a chance to mention. But again, if you come to our awards ceremony and banquet, you'll get to meet them, you get to celebrate them, you'll get to, who knows, maybe raise a glass and say a toast to them, because we'll have some libations there as well. So good food, good friends, amazing contacts. So many people from this industry will be there. And remember that if you could help us get to the finish line, get there, this is our coming out party. This is where we will be put in front of 10,000 companies, inviting them to come into a plastic-free world.
So powerful, Dave. Thank you so much. And I'm just looking forward to seeing how many of us really get to be supporting this. I mean, we're already locked and loaded with a whole army of wellness warriors, earth guardians, kind humans, Purium ourselves, like the whole entire company. It's like we're already ready. Like it's like there's all of us. So that's why I'm here to really help us see that this is just the next level of all of us really taking it to the next level and being able to say that we get to change the world, not only with buying our food in compostable packaging, but we are then getting to have support a company that is making it so that so many other companies are going to go plastic free because of us. And that feels amazing. I'm already calling some of these companies that I'm like, you guys are amazing. And the next step is get rid of your plastic. And their answers are like, well, it's recyclable. And so that's my next step, is to learn how to really engage people and different companies to really have the heart, just like all of us here do. And how can we change the world? And I know that we can. So I just thank you all so much for being here. And thank you, Dave, for doing the most amazing work on this planet for all of us. We're so thankful for you. And I'm so thankful for all of your time this evening and attention. And thank you so much.
Absolutely. Now, remember, if you're in Southern California, make it to this gala. It's the best way you could support us. We're going to have celebrity entertainers. We're going to have a really, really good time. There's only 100 seats available, only 23 left. So I'd love to see you there. And again, that would be a really beautiful way to support the organization. And Kimberly, thank you for all you do. I can't wait to see you and your whole crew there. And if you would cue up a little Samuel J. as our outro music, that would be amazing.
I will. Thank you so much, Dave. Thanks.
Thank you, everybody.
So Samuel is going to be playing at the gala, I believe. And we'll put him in there
He is. You'll be able to meet him, get a picture with him. He is the #1 conscious music producer, I believe, on the planet today. Just an amazing human being.
Awesome. Thank you all so much.